Yo, how does this sound? Let's try it out. Test test. Yo, how does this sound? Let's try it out. Test test. Sounds good. Okay.
How we doing? How we doing? Trade deadline. How's everybody doing? Let me just send this tweet off real quick. Let everyone know we're live. How we doing? Opening thoughts. Anybody opening thoughts on what's gone down so far? We're going to go through probably some of the biggest ones to start, but today there really hasn't been major ones. I woke up seeing Porzingis was moved. Went to bed a little early. Trade deadline day, not quite the day to be going to bed early, apparently. Happened 2 days in a row now. I've woken up to just the NBA and everything in the landscape changing completely. Wizards fan, how should I be doing? Listen, bro, I think... Let me bring you up here real quick. I think Nels Flanagan... I feel like I'm in the minority about this because from seeing all of the reactions to, like, how everyone sees the Anthony Davis trade, I'm a fan of it. I am. And I was also a fan of the Wizards going after Trae Young. And when that happened, I also feel like I was in the minority with that too. But... like, the thing is, and I talked about this with, oh my God, with the Jazz too, but like, you can't just be rebuilding forever, and especially when you take swing after swing in the draft and you don't land your X Factor stud prospect, you can't just like be waiting like 6 years to hit a home run in the draft. Like, I like a lot of Washington's young pieces, but none of them, like Alex Sarr is the closest to it, none of them are like the build around him and we're ready to move forward type, you know what I mean? Like, and especially with how long it's taken, I love seeing them get aggressive again. Like, I really love it. I don't know, like Trae Young and Anthony Davis, I love that they're at least trying. Next year, they should be a playoff team. I'm not going to say they're like championship or bust already, but like, it's been... When was Bradley Beal traded? 2020. He left Washington in what, 2022? It's been like 4 years since they were even trying. So like, yeah. And similar with this, Armando, Utah Jazz going to be the real deal next year. That's what I'm saying too. Like, everything that I've just been saying about the Wizards, like, I really kind of felt the same way about Utah, where like, Utah, the same thing. They traded away Mitchell and Gobert at the end of 2023, I believe, or was it even at the end of 2022, same time? Like, Utah, they're pretty much in the same boat. They've got so much young talent. Like, they got damn near like 12 guys that are all young and could all be promising in their own right, but you can't have a whole roster of that. And like, if they stood pat, they weren't going to go anywhere. They needed a big swing too, and like Jaren Jackson Jr., it's kind of crazy. They have like the funkiest front court now, but I love it. Like, I love how just big as hell and how long they are. I love that, like, Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer, but he like actually plays the small forward, so he can play next to Jaren, let's be honest, even when he was the defensive player of the year, he's always been more comfortable as a power forward anyway. Even like at his best, he's like not the best rebounder, obviously, we know that. So then him playing next to Walker Kessler, who's just this big, bulky, rim protecting center, absorbs every rebound imaginable. He's going to be back healthy next year. And Jaren Jackson Jr., he's not going to, like, obviously it's still, let's be honest, it still kind of sucks that Jaren is just like the worst rebounding big in the league. But when you have someone in Walker Kessler who was like in the top 3 of the NBA in rebounds most years, that weakness gets hidden a lot easier. I'll say that much. Oh my God. Yep. Here we go. Let's talk about it. I don't know how many of you realize this. I feel like most of you who follow me on Twitter probably do, but those of you who watch the videos, I drop it here and there. Unfortunately, I'm a 76ers fan. And I say unfortunately because it's just pain every year. And unlike the pain of being a fan of a rebuilding team, it's the type of pain where like every year they suck you in and give you hope only to like shoot you in the heart every postseason. And every year it ends in disappointment. Every like move made by the front office is more driven by saving the ownership money instead of actually like going for it. Like, they're never going to be the group that, like, goes all in, full stop. They're going to be the ones that, like, make moves around the margins. They hope Joel Embiid can stay healthy. They'll draft well, and then they'll pick up, like, a mediocre guy like Kelly Oubre and hope for the best. Like, so seeing them dump Jared McCain really pissed me off, if I'm being honest. Like, again, I was going through it yesterday for sure. I was tweeting through it big time. Jared McCain had a special rookie season that was cut short, and now he's 21 years old being salary dumped. It's actually just completely infuriating. Like, genuinely, Jared McCain is... Oh, it's actually just... I can't believe he was dumped for a first round pick. Not even like a first round pick to be excited about. I believe it's either owned... I saw the details. It's either going to be the Rockets, Clippers, or Thunder first round pick, and it's more than likely going to be the Rockets, I'm pretty sure. So, like, what? We're supposed to be excited about the 25th pick in the draft? Like, I don't know. What's most frustrating about that move in particular is that, like, it's the most short-sighted trade the Sixers have made in a while, and they've made a lot of bad trades over the last year, like 5-6 years. And I mean, a lot of bad trades have gone down. Like, he's 21 years old. This is easily something that in 5 years we're going to look back on. Like, Jared McCain's going to be well removed from the knee injury that he's recovering from right now. He's going to be back to playing like he was as a rookie. He's going to be scoring about 20 points. He's going to be, you know, making his presence felt simply just by being on the court. He's one of the best, like, in terms of people who just understand how to, like how to move without the ball, how to find space without necessarily, like, needing it to be operating off the dribble. Like, one of the quickest shot releases in the league, off the catch and off the dribble. Like, in Oklahoma City, where obviously the ball's in Shea's hands a lot, he knows how to, like, he's going to be perfect playing next to Shea. It's very frustrating, I'll say that much. But let's dive into some of these other things here that have been going down so far. What's up, Zay? Defense is their biggest issue right now. Which team are you talking about, Zay? Defense is which team's biggest issue right now? The Sixers? I will say, in the first month and a half of the season, yes, completely agree. First month and a half was also when Joel Embiid was still working his way back into shape, working his way back into just getting a feel for things. And, you know, he wasn't moving great, full stop. Like, the knee was very clearly hampering him. Low-key, I don't know if I fully agree with that being, like, the weakness of the Sixers right now. Over the last 2 months, I'll say, like, right now they're middle of the pack. Here they are ranked 14th on defense. But if we were to go specifically from, like, say, the beginning of December to now, last 2 months, I'm pretty sure they've turned it around really well. And I'm not here to say, like, it's just something that's going to stay that way forever, or like that it's completely sustainable, because, I mean, there are clear weaknesses like perimeter defense. Maxi's not a great perimeter defender. Grimes is not a great perimeter defender, or at least he's not playing like it. Grimes has played good defense in the past. He's just very hot and cold. But overall, Embiid is back to playing at least impactful on defense, which is very nice to see for sure. But what sucks actually is without Paul George. You know what? I actually completely forgot that Paul George got suspended. That's how many other things have just been pissing me off about the Sixers, is I completely forgot that even happened. Yeah, without George, the defense is going to suffer. You're right. Yo, what's up, Garrett? What's up? Football analysis in the chat. What's up, Garrett? I'm so sure you're a lifelong Thunder fan. I'm so sure. As a lifelong Thunder fan, can't wait to... Oh my God, this is just... Come on, rub it in. Rub it in. Yeah, that's the frustrating thing too, is that literally the rich just keep getting richer, and they're already defending champions. And I saw, I'm pretty sure this is accurate. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but the Thunder literally have been stockpiling picks for damn near 5 years now, and they haven't traded any first-round picks for a player, at least. Like, they've traded players and continued to stockpile picks. They haven't actually traded a pick for a player until this trade. And the thing is, like, as the saying goes, like, if the Thunder want one of your players, you probably shouldn't trade them that player. Like, you should probably hold on to them. Sam Presti, it's... I hate how impressed I continually am by Sam Presti, because, like, as a Sixers fan, call it how, like, he's living the dream that we originally tried to go down when Sam Hinkie was our general manager and then got forced out. Like, Hinkie's vision was stockpile as many assets as possible, you know, draft as much talent as you possibly can, possibly hit a home run or two, and then use the rest of the picks to build the rest of your roster, have flexibility for pretty much ever. Sam Hinkie was forced out. Sam Presti gets to live that dream in Oklahoma City. They went through a brief rebuild where a couple down years, got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, rest is history. Now they have an infinite treasure chest of draft picks to pretty much get whoever they want whenever they want is the thing. Like, literally every time a big name pops up, they're in the conversation. They're like, oh, they have the assets to swing this trade. Like, they rarely do because they've been so good at drafting, but, like, they could, and they easily could. Like, the Thunder... that's what's extra frustrating, is that as a Sixers fan, they traded him to the Thunder. Like, that's just... Like, I know Jared McCain is going to be doing so well in Oklahoma City down the line. Not, like, any Thunder fan who may be watching or, like, coming in, like, don't... I'll say full stop, don't expect much from Jared McCain for the rest of this season. 1, you guys are already a championship rotation. 2, he is still, like, a year removed from that knee injury. It takes time. He has looked like I'm not even going to sit here and pretend that Jared McCain has been, like, he hasn't been great this year. That's not the reason that everyone's upset with this trade. Everyone's upset with the trade because, like, he's 21 years old, and you have to think, like, 5-10 years down the line. He's got a long career ahead of himself. Like, he showed more than enough as a rookie to be ecstatic about his future. And throwing away a player and his potential because of an injury setback, especially, it's year 2. Like, you still have, they still had 2 more years of control of him under contract on a rookie deal. And then restricted free agency, you can sign him for, like, they had control of Jared McCain for damn near a decade, and they gave up on him in year 2 because he couldn't immediately recover from a knee injury that fast. Like, the Thunder are just continually proving they're the most well-run team in the NBA, and as a fan of a team that isn't the Thunder, it's frustrating. But all right, let's dive into some of these other moves. Let's see here. We had the Kuminga and Porzingis deal. As I said, yeah, I woke up to see this one went down, and the Kuminga saga, it's over. It's done. It's been long overdue. It seems like it's been going on literally since he's been drafted. Like, even when he was a rookie, Jonathan Kuminga was just, like, in and out all the time. Wait, hold on. Let's see this. What's up, Steve? You say that about McCain and being young, but how many times has a team held on to a young player too long? I think the main point is that, like, this isn't holding on to him for too, like, the Talon Horton Tucker, I completely disagree with it being an example. Like, Talon Horton Tucker never in his entire life flashed any potential that Jared McCain flashed when he was healthy last year. I just completely disagree with that even being a remotely comparable thing. Like, Jared McCain was the runaway Rookie of the Year favorite when he got injured last year because he was completely dynamic on and off the ball and flashed truly elite potential as an offensive weapon. Talon Horton Tucker couldn't get off the Lakers bench unless it was garbage time, and he's out of the league in a couple years. Like, I promise you Jared McCain's not going to be out of the league in a couple years. Jared McCain's going to get a nice contract extension. Next year, let's actually go over to the Thunder's payroll real quick. Let's look at when everyone is coming off the books for OKC. They got, like, let's see what they're working with. They got next year. Next year, the thing is, I think they might not take up Dort on his team option. Kenrich Williams is for sure not being taken up, so he's going to be gone. Kaysen Wallace will be back for sure. Nikola Topic is, like, it's unfortunate because he's dealing with, like, severe health issues, but it's looking like his career is in jeopardy right now. Like, there's going to be room for minutes next season for Jared McCain, and, like, it's just, like, I completely disagree with the idea of, like, the risk of holding on to a player too long. Like, we've already seen more than enough that we need to see from Jared. Take Jared over Caruso, honestly, at the price, for sure. Like, the Thunder have an abundance of, like, guards that play different roles. Like, they have a guard that can do, like, every guard they have like 5 guards, and they all can do different things. Like, Alex Caruso comes in, handle ball a little bit, lock down on defense. Lou Dort is out there to play linebacker, play football, lock up on... No, I'm joking, but Lou Dort's out there, also lockdown defensive specialist. Him and Caruso kind of play a similar role, admittedly, although Caruso's obviously better with the ball in his hands. They got Isaiah Joe out there, pure... Like, Isaiah... That's the... Oh, don't even get me started on Isaiah Joe. Jared McCain can basically come in and just, like, be Isaiah Joe on steroids. Like, Isaiah Joe, pure sharpshooter, movement off the ball. Jared McCain is that, but also, like, has such an, like, at full strength. We're talking at full strength. The last time, like, we've seen flashes of it this season. His whole rookie season, we saw it. He has such an advanced understanding of body control despite not having the athleticism to overwhelm guys. Like, his mid-range pull-up jumper is money. He still gets to the rim and gets good looks in the paint despite, like, not jumping out of the gym. Sixers fans are saying they have more than enough guards. Meanwhile, a team who actually has more than enough... Yeah, that's exactly right. That is swashcuff. That is exactly right. I saw that in Sham's tweet too. Like, that had to be a quote directly from, like, one of their agents that Shams tweeted out, where he was like, the Sixers had too much of a logjam at guard. Like, the Sixers have 3 total playable guards. They have Tyrese Maxey, they have VJ Edgecombe, and they have Quentin Grimes. Kyle Lowry is on the verge of retirement. Eric Gordon on the verge of retirement. I just saw also, it was tweeted out that the Sixers are apparently looking to move Eric Gordon. Like, all of this is literally just saving luxury tax payments for the owners and nothing more. It's not actually anything to focus on. It's not actually anything to focus on improving the team, and that's what's frustrating. But, all right, let's talk about Kuminga for Porzingis. The Warriors got desperate fast because obviously Jimmy's done for the year. Steph is playing amazing. They don't want to waste Steph's last year healthy. They don't want to there's a little bit. It's so confusing. I'll say what the Warriors are doing, because the Warriors, let's bring this back in so we can see the details. They got Kuminga and Buddy Hield for Porzingis, and, like, my thoughts on this are basically just, if you view Porzingis as someone who's going to save your season, just give up. Like, Porzingis, oh my God, what is it? Did it ever get announced what his illness was that he's been dealing with for the last year? I forget if it ever got fully diagnosed or if it's just, like, we've been living in the shadows, but whatever it's been, like, we saw it in Boston last year. He was technically available in the playoffs, but he just looked like a complete shell of himself. This season, he's been on the court for the Hawks for 17 games, like a third of the games they've played. It's clearly not something that's going to go away, and, like, I don't even know, like, even if he is on the court, I don't think he makes the Warriors any scarier than they were before. Like, he's not moving the same, because he's clearly got something going on internally that is holding him back, whether it's, like, Like, he's just not physically there. I don't know how else to describe it. So, like, with the Warriors, I know they had to just get rid of Kuminga. That had all been going on way too long, all the Kuminga stuff. It's literally been happening since he got drafted. Like, the in and out, the one game he'll look great, he'll drop like 25 points, and everyone will be like, okay, he's turning a corner. Kuminga's got the length, he's got the size, he's got the athleticism. If he can start putting it together, playing as a slasher, getting to the rim, this could be something. And then the next game, he'll make a couple defensive mistakes, and Kerr will throw him at the end of the bench, and he'll be benched for like 5 games in a row. And that's been the recurring theme literally since he's been drafted. Last year in the playoffs, he was completely out of the rotation until Steph got hurt, and then all of a sudden, he was like their go-to scorer. So in Atlanta, who knows? In Atlanta, that's the thing. Like, Atlanta's an interesting fit for him, I'll say, because they have wing depth. Kuminga kind of plays the same position as Jalen Johnson, but they can play together on the court, I do believe. I think this puts Zachary Rissache's role in question a bit. Like, Rissache, unfortunately, he's looking like he's going to go down as one of the worst first overall picks, I should say, in quite a while. And this trade kind of insinuates to me that the Hawks are giving up hope on him already. Like, not to the point where they're going to dump him, but like, I don't know what the plan is for him moving forward, if he's just going to be backup or whatever, but like, I do like the fact that in Atlanta, there's opportunity to play consistently for Kuminga for the first time in a while. And whether or not he can actually like turn their season or their future outlook around, I'm a little less willing to buy into that, because I will say Steve Kerr treated him unfairly a lot of the time, but there were still reasons why the benchings and the short leashes were happening. Obviously, Kerr, I think, took it to an extreme that most people disagreed with, but it's not like Kuminga was blameless. He loses focus on defense way more than a guy on a winning team can be trusted in. He's very talented at like just getting to the rim, attacking, using his size and length, but he's also like, we're not going to pretend he's not prone to some bad shot selection. And I think it's just like the kind of trade where we should look at it as something that's like, just be happy he's gone, that the saga's finally over. We don't have to hear about it anymore. Fresh start for everybody, and go from there. Should the Hawks have traded the first overall pick before the draft happened? Ooh, I'll say, my thing is, I'll say yes, honestly. I think that the thing is, back in 2024, who would they have moved it for? That's really what it comes down to. Is at the time in 2024, it was pretty understood that the class was relatively weak compared to classes of the past. At the time, that was what dominated the conversations, was that it was a weak class, and everyone understood that. Everyone understood at the time that there wasn't really a true like stud of a star to tank and want to draft at the top. That's why, like, between him and Alex Sarr, everyone was like, okay, we could get minimum a high-level role player who's just a lock compared to everyone else who's a question mark. And unfortunately, the Hawks chose incorrectly of those two, because Alex Sarr is looking very, very good this season. Comparatively, of course. Like, Alex Sarr is even a ways away from being a star, but he's looking very good on both ends, truly becoming a great rim protector. I think ultimately the answer is still yes, though, because when you understand there's no prize at the top and you win the top prize, and it's like a consolation prize despite being number one, you gotta try to get more of a, you gotta try to swing bigger, especially because they had been trapped in the play-in for like 3 years in a row now, was it? They've been underperforming with Trae Young doing everything, and then like they never really that's what's also really funny, going back to the Trae Young trade. Like, Washington, in a couple weeks of having Trae Young on their roster, has already tried harder to build a competent roster around him than Atlanta has, like, in 6 years. Like, literally, ever since the Hawks made the conference finals, their biggest swing was DeJounte Murray. And, like, that's what that. So Atlanta, I'm very just, like, torn on how I should feel about them, honestly. What kind of haul can Jeremy Sohan and Olynyk get? Listen, I'm going to keep it a buck. Not a big one. Not a big one in this market. I think it's for the best for the Spurs to move Sohan, because they are now fully looking like contenders and there isn't a path to him getting minutes. Like, the Spurs have a real shot, as real of a shot as anybody this year, and he's not going to be a part of it barring injury. And, like, his issue is that he's just such a negative on the offensive end that the good work he does on defense becomes a lot more difficult to actually, like, want to buy into. Like, Sohan is still a player who needs to be playing on a rebuilding team without, like, all of the high-end expectations, but I don't think you would be able to get much besides maybe a bench player and a couple second-round picks. I don't see any team giving up a first-round pick for Jeremy Sohan. Olynyk, you can completely forget about it at his age and his contract and his role. He's like, he can be serviceable, but he's not someone anyone's giving up assets for. So, unfortunately, probably not much there. But yeah. All right, what else went down today so far? We saw Lonzo get traded and bought out. Lonzo, where do we think Lonzo Ball is going to sign? Because he was very disappointing in Cleveland. I've been a supporter of Lonzo Ball his entire career. Coming out of UCLA, I was all about the Lonzo Ball hype. I wanted his career obviously to be going better than this. The injuries have plagued him. He can sign anywhere now. He's bought out. Where do we think Lonzo Ball is going to sign? I low-key wouldn't mind him in Philadelphia now that we have 3 total playable guards. Like, we need something. He low-key could be a target for them. Lonzo to the Magic, not a bad call either. Especially because they just got rid of Tyus Jones. Although at the same time, the Magic have pretty good depth at guard at this point. They've got Anthony Black, who is just flourishing this year. He's playing the best basketball of his life. Jalen Suggs is, I think, very good in the role that he's currently in. I don't think Jalen Suggs could be asked to do much more. He's not going to be, like, go-to, like, run an offense type player. He's just going to be a function of the offense, and then he's going to be out there to lock up on defense. I love what I'm seeing from Anthony Black. Desmond Bane is, of course, coming and giving them a huge impact. Lonzo with Brandon Ingram again would be interesting. Plus, the Raptors need another ball handler. I agree with that. The Raptors are a team that I definitely agree need more guards. I'll just admit I'm not very high on Emmanuel Quickley, honestly. The thing is, though, I like what I'm seeing from Jamal Shead. Jamal Shead has been huge. You'll look him up in the box score. You'll look up his stats right now. Jamal Shead is not someone who's going to stand out if you're just checking the scores and the stats every night. Jamal Shead is out there. He's a dog. He will get into it on defense. He's out there to lock up. He's sneakily a great passer. Like, he's becoming a little pit bull of a floor general. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Jamal Shead, but I do agree they don't really have much else that's playable in their backcourt, really. Like, Grady Dick has been pretty bad. Ochai Agbaji was really terrible, and that's why they got rid of him. So I agree, actually. Lonzo, not a bad fit in Toronto. Him and B.I. could team up again. Who knows? I like that, actually. All right, what else has gone down in the NBA world here? We just talked about this a good amount. We talked about this. I'm a big fan of Anthony Davis in Washington. I think next season, that's going to be exciting. What veteran guard are the Timberwolves going to get is the question. Didn't they just get the Timberwolves just got Dosunmu, didn't they? Let's go back up here. Yeah, the Timberwolves just got Dosunmu. I love that fit. I was just looking at this the other day, but Dosunmu, I think especially on Minnesota, who they just needed someone who could be like a serviceable ball handler who can be out there for longer than like 10 minutes. Like Mike Conley, I love Mike Conley to death. He's had an outstanding career. He is done. This has got to be his last season in the NBA. He is just not playable for anything more than like 5 to 10 minutes at this point. Rob Dillingham, it's very unfortunate that like this is the team he had to come into, because I do like Rob Dillingham as a player. He's just so far away from being able to help a team win basketball games. Like he's another one who he needed to go to a rebuilding group in order to like get his career on track to the best of his abilities, because he was thrown into a team going to the conference finals, and he's like a couple years away from playing winning basketball. He's got so much natural talent on the ball, one of the most creative ball handlers you'll see, silky smooth pull-up jumper. He's just, the shot selection is pretty bad. He's horribly inefficient right now, and he might be the worst defender in the NBA. So replacing those two with Dosunmu, he's like, I understand if the Bulls aren't getting much attention now, to be honest. Like, there's a reason for it. They're not the most exciting team in the world. They're not winning at the level that like draws attention from the like normal like national audiences. Dosunmu's been playing some really damn good basketball so far. Like, I'm loving what I'm seeing from him as a penetrator driving into the paint. Like, he gets into the paint a lot, and he makes good decisions when he gets there. Like one, his finishing is improved like night and day from his first couple seasons. Early on, he was settling for a lot of threes just because like he was still trying to find his footing in the league. And like, well, first off, like he gets minutes because he's a great defender. He'll already fit in Minnesota for that alone, just from playing like better defense than 40-year-old Mike Conley and young Rob Dillingham, who can't guard anybody. So for that alone, he's an upgrade who's going to be huge. Second of all, on offense, he looks so much more confident bringing the ball up, making plays, like, as I said, driving into the paint, collapsing defenses, finding the right man. And also, like, he's still an efficient three-point shooter on top of it. Like, he's not just a 3-and-D guard type. Like, he genuinely gets to the rim a lot and could open up open shots for guys like Dante DiVincenzo, like Anthony Edwards. Obviously, Anthony Edwards does a lot of work on the ball for good reason, but, like, I think Dosunmu is going to surprise a lot of people in how well he'll do, like, setting Anthony Edwards up for, like, spot-up opportunities. Like, Dosunmu is a move I like a lot. So in terms of, like, Ethan asking what veteran guard are the Wolves going to get, I don't think they need, like, to keep on the hunt. I think they found a guy that fits them really well. Like, really, really well. That was probably the best move made today. Let's actually talk about Kennard and the Lakers. Let's take a look at this one right here. So Kennard and Gabe Vincent in a second-round pick got swapped. The Lakers, this is a move where I think both sides need to, like, temper their expectations a bit, but of course, like, it is an upgrade for the Lakers. Like, we know how Laker fans get, where every new player that comes in, they're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe we got him, he's so sick. Like, pump the brakes. Luke Kennard, he's available for some flash minutes off the bench in small spurts. He's a damn good shooter. But so he's what, leading the NBA in 3-point percentage, or he's close. Like, Luke Kennard has been a sharp shooter this year, but he's also only been taking like 3 threes a game, which in the long run is not that big of a sample size. Like, it's really not. But he's better than Gabe Vincent. Like, that's just all it comes down to. Like, Gabe Vincent, upgrading on him is going to help, especially because the Lakers they're ranked, last time I checked, I'm pretty sure, I know they're in the bottom third of the NBA as a team in 3-point shooting. So finding someone like Kennard will help open things up a lot. Like, it just will. They desperately needed shooting. They got shooting that's actually, like, effective. Gabe Vincent is a shooter in theory, not quite in reality. So Luke Kennard can come in and serve the Gabe Vincent role and actually like do the job of the role for sure. And he's going to like probably get way more open looks playing next to Luka Doncic and LeBron James than he ever got in Atlanta this year. Like it is a good move for sure, but he's again, same with like the same thing that hurt Gabe Vincent on top of the streaky shooting. Like Gabe Vincent can't, like he gets targeted on defense. Luke Kennard is going to be targeted on defense, which is tough playing next to Luka Doncic. It just is like having both of them out there. The offensive rating is probably going to skyrocket. The defensive rating also going to skyrocket. So it addresses a weakness, but it also plays more into another weakness. I think Lakers fans should be excited, but of course, like, temper expectations a little bit. What else we got? Russell Westbrook can be a great backup for the Timberwolves. He could be. I'm not saying he can't be, and I'm not saying that, like, if he goes there, like, I'm not saying the Wolves would be, like, dumb to add another player, because, again, like, depth in today's NBA, it's the name of the game. Like, it's why last year's NBA Finals was what it was. Like, it was the two deepest teams with the deepest rotations and star-studded talent on top of it. Depth is the name of the game. So, of course, like, when I say that I don't think the Wolves need to be, like, stressing about going and find someone, that doesn't mean that, like, if they did, that it would be, like, a bad decision. It's just, I really like Dosunmu's fit in Minnesota, and I think they've already addressed the spot that they were looking to address. What's up, Chad? Asking Laker fans to temper their expectations. I mean, you're not wrong. You are definitely not you're not incorrect there. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, they're going to be throwing a parade just for finding anybody that can shoot a three and make it at a somewhat reasonable clip. They were going to celebrate regardless, but I do still like Kennard's fit there. It's just be realistic in what you're hoping from him. Like, he's still probably only going to play like 15 minutes a night. He's going to have some bad defensive performances. He might suffer a bit from some angry Lakers fans tweeting at him. Like, we know how the horde can get, but let's see here. What's up, Ralph? Is Chris Paul going to find a team? Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. The holdup, I was actually confused about the Chris Paul situation for a while, because when the whole thing got announced that, like, the Clippers were getting rid of him, I assumed that meant in the moment that they had waived him, because I'm pretty sure, like, when it first got announced, they said they were waiving him. But then apparently he was, like, still on their roster, but just away from the team. So he couldn't just, like, go out and sign somewhere else yet, because he was still technically a part of the roster. And that's why, like, he got traded here. Like, he finally got traded and waived, so now he's officially a free agent. And now I would assume in the next week or so, he'll finally be able to sign somewhere and have the salvage what's left of his retirement tour. It's been one of the saddest retirement tours we've seen, but I do believe he will have a remainder of a retirement tour this season. It's not going to be very long. We're already over halfway through, but I do believe Chris Paul. Where do you guys think a good fit for Chris Paul would be? That's a good question, though. Chris Paul should... Yeah, we were just talking... Actually, we were just talking about this, actually. Chris Paul should just mentor quickly, then call next season his actual... Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, we were just talking about the Raptors in terms of, like, they could be a team looking to find another guard. Chris Paul, I wouldn't mind that at all, although aren't they... They're the ones that waived him, right? Yeah, no, the Raptors, they already waived him. They're not, they easily could have just kept him. They didn't. When I saw that trade happen, I actually kind of liked it for the Raptors if they were keeping him, but apparently that's not the plan. So yeah, Chris Paul, he will not be a Raptor, even if in theory, I don't hate the idea, but he's going to be finding a new home somewhere else. Where that will be, who knows? What teams want him at this point? I don't think anybody knows the answer to that question right now. Paul to the Nuggets? Paul? Okay, let's think about Paul to the Nuggets. The thing is, I think I really, and I would assume a lot of Nuggets fans agree with me, I think the Nuggets are very happy with how far some of their more slept-on bench players have come developing this year. And I think the time without Nikola Jokic really, like, was a blessing in disguise. Like, you never want anybody to be hurt, obviously, but in the time without Jokic, guys like Peyton Watson exploded. Guys like Zeke Naji started to actually, like, play basketball at a level that isn't terrible. We had Bruce Brown obviously is getting more comfortable now that he's back. He was, Julian Strawther has had some massive games. I don't think the Nuggets are looking to bring in, I'll say, someone as divisive as Chris Paul. Like, Chris Paul, he's like he's the strangest player to try to, like, analyze, because I don't even think his, like, attitude towards, like, leadership, like, towards wanting to compete every night, like, some of the things that he probably had an issue with on the Clippers, he was probably somewhat justified in, but I also understand why, like, teams just don't want to deal with someone like that. Like, I see both sides, and I don't think the Nuggets are a team that would want to bring in someone that fiery into their locker room when they have a good thing going and have a system that's already, like, rock solid. So I don't know about that. I'm kind of surprised, if I'm being honest with you guys. We haven't really... Let's take a look here. Is anything... Okay, so the Sixers have officially traded away Eric Gordon. That's, like, the most interesting thing that's happened since we've been live, which is a complete nothing burger. It's just another salary dump. Let's see. Let's hit the refresh on this tracker. We got, Eric Gordon has been dumped. We got Hunter Tyson dumped. And we got, let's talk about Jose Alvarado. Alvarado, I'll say, I see a lot of reaction from Knicks fans this season, and they all seemed, for the most part, pretty happy with Tyler Kolek. Now, when I was making a video a while back, I was talking about how point guard may be the one spot that the Knicks look to add. And then I had a lot of comments flood in from Knicks fans being like, oh no, you're an idiot. Kolek is that guy. They don't need another guard. And honestly, I don't blame them. Like, Kolek has been a nice, breath of fresh air for them. But apparently the Knicks disagreed with all of them, because Jose Alvarado's coming in to just be a menace off the bench. I think I hate to say it, Knicks fans are probably going to really like Jose Alvarado. They like the guy who just comes in and is just a pest and just does things that just annoy the hell out of the other teams. Like, that's just... Knicks fans are probably going to love him. I'm not saying he's going to, like, be the difference maker that, like, puts the Knicks into the top of the conference and makes them... He's not that. He's just going to be someone who I think will become a fan favorite fast. Like, he's not even going to be consistent. He's going to have games where he's, like... He looks pretty bad. But every time he gets that damn steal in the backcourt where he pretends to be, like, hiding off to the side and then runs up behind the ball handler... Like, the Garden's going to go crazy every time he does that. So that's just going to be a fun situation to see play out, honestly. Like, yeah, that's just going to be a fun season to see play out. Yo, what's up, Trevor? What else is going on here? We talked about that. Yeah, they dumped Yabusele. It's so funny seeing just, like, the stark turnaround last year. Obviously, like, as a Sixers fan, it was cool seeing Yabusele rejuvenate his career in Philadelphia last year, but at the same time, like, it's so crazy how that was just such a fluke. He went back, like, it's unfortunate because, like, it's not like anyone was rooting against him, but it's just so crazy how, like, fluke seasons like that can even happen, and now he's just completely dumped. Who knows what the Bulls are going to do with him, if they're going to hold on to him or if they're going to buy him out and let him go overseas. So that happened. Let's see here. Let's keep scrolling through. Talked about that. Talked about this. Garland for Harden. Oh, did something just go down? Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Zubac? Zubac to the Pacers. All right, we're live. Zubac to the Pacers just went down. It's not loaded here. It's probably on, let's go to Shams. We got it. Vica Zubac traded to the Pacers. What? Oh my God, wait. That's not what I meant to click. Oh, all right, so the full details aren't quite out yet, I don't think, but Zubac to the Pacers. What? I mean, oh, that makes sense, actually. No, come to think of it, that actually, the Pacers are going to be, they're going to be right back in the mix next season. They are. Pacers are back. Wait. Oh, yeah. Juicy, you seeing something, or are you just trying to scare me right now? This happened? I'm not seeing it happen. I'm seeing Zubac happened. Wait. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, it's just in the insinuation of Zubac is gone, maybe Kawhi's next. Okay, I got you. Okay. But no, Zubac, yeah. All right, lineup. Do we think? I know the full details aren't out yet. I'm going to predict maybe Mathurin was involved in this trade. I know they were shopping Mathurin because I really don't think they want to extend Mathurin. I have a feeling Benedict Mathurin's going to be involved in this trade for Zubac. Because, look, like, Mathurin he's the type of player who just, like, he's only going to thrive when you, like, let him roam free, do his thing, look to get shots up. And he's just, like, this was pretty much his, like, tryout year to be a part of the Pacers long term, and I don't think he was passing. He never tries on defense. He's all about his stats. He's the kind of player who's I figured. I didn't see the full details, but yeah, I had a hunch that Mathurin was the one that was involved with this. Let's see. We got. Wait, where are you guys seeing this? The details. Yeah, but I believe it, by the way. Like, I believe it. I just want to, like, see the full details of the trade. I'm not seeing Shams or tweeted out quite yet. But yeah, no, Mathurin, this was pretty much his tryout to be a part of the team, and I think he failed. It's unfortunate, but he'll be. Oh wait, oh God, that's like a. I'm struggling to even think of what a backcourt of Darius Garland and Benedict Mathurin's gonna look like. That's like. Garland's going from playing with Donovan Mitchell to playing next to, like, Walmart version of Donovan Mitchell. Like, Mathurin plays like he's as good as Donovan Mitchell, but he doesn't give the output of anything close to a Donovan Mitchell, which is, it's tough. Like, I would have loved for Garland to have been going to a situation in the Clippers where he could just, like, go, like, do you guys remember, like, 2022 Cleveland? Like, the year, or was it 2021 or 2022? The season before Mitchell arrived, when Garland was an all-star. Garland was in complete control of the offense. He looked confident as ever. Like, that version of Garland, I loved watching that version of Garland. And it's always just looked awkward playing next to Mitchell. Like, it always looked like they were trying not to step on each other's toes and, like, figure out when it's their turn and when it's the other's turn. Like, I wanted to see Garland go back to just complete floor general, run an offense, run the show, and not have anyone stepping on his toes. And Mathurin is peak toe stepper. So, okay, let's see here. Oh, okay, we're guessing. All right. Just guessing. That is, yeah, I'd say that's an educated guess that Mathurin has to be involved, because, I mean, what else would they give up? Picks, obviously, it would be involved. I saw a report earlier that the Pacers priced Zubac higher in terms of, like, what they expected on the market. They expected Zubac to return a bigger package back than what Anthony Davis got. So I just want to see if they got that. Like, the reports were saying that Indiana was like, or no, the Clippers, excuse me. Reports were saying that the Clippers were like, if we're moving him, we expect a lot, and he's moved. So what are these details? That's like, I want to see the juice. I want to see what they actually got here. Like, what did the thing is though, like I think the Pacers could be better next year than they were last year. I mean, Miles Turner, let's keep it a buck. Miles Turner was not the driving force of their success last year, and in a lot of ways he was like their weakness at times. Miles Turner is just, he always plays so soft. Like, I say this a lot, and I feel like all of the numbers back it up in terms of his like advanced defensive metrics, anything that like represents impact further than just blocks per game. Miles Turner is like, he's a rim protector in theory, but he's not a rim protector in actuality. Like, Miles Turner, he, like, the defense a lot of the time would like allow more points in the paint when he was actually on the court. Their defensive rating was never great, like that great with him out there. Like, Ivica Zubac is like, he's in the paint and he's bruising. He's imposing in the paint, like way more. There's a reason, like, Zubac was all defense last year. Zubac is 100% an upgrade from last year's center spot. I like that quite a bit. Damn. As a fan of a team in the Eastern Conference, I hate that I like that a little bit. What else we got going on? So that's a big one. So their lineup next year is going to be Halliburton, Nembhard, what am I blanking on his name? Siakam, obviously, Zubac, and then the sharpshooter. Why am I forgetting his name? Aaron Nesmith. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Aaron Nesmith is desperately waiting for Halliburton to come back too. He is not built for a go-to role. Nesmith is unfortunately struggling this year without the playmaking of a Halliburton opening him up. Like, Nesmith needs a Halliburton back next season. Raptors get monked. Did this happen? This go down? Or are you hoping this goes down? Raptors to get Monk? Monk, I want Monk to be... Monk is like the one player on Sacramento that I actually like want to see freed from the shackles of that disgrace of a team. Like, Monk desperately needs to be... Let's refresh here, see if we got some details. Oh, just this one. Okay. Monk, I really like. Everyone else there is just like, they're complete empty stats, empty production, empty impact. They're all out there just to get their own numbers. Like, anyone who trades for Zach LaVine, you're making a mistake. Anyone who trades for DeRozan, you're fooling yourself if you think they're gonna help. Anyone who trades for, I'm not going to say that it's a mistake to trade for Sabonis. I just think you have to have a very particularly built team for a Domantas Sabonis lineup to win, and very few teams are built to withstand that. LaVine is literally LaVine, I'll even admit, like, I for a while was fooled by Zach LaVine. Like, it's so crazy because he's genuinely one of the most efficient. LaVine, no, it's actually the opposite, Brandon, and it's like why it's so confusing. LaVine's actually like, oh, you said ineffective. I misread that. Okay, LaVine is weirdly like one of the most efficient scorers in the league, but it's so clearly empty, and the reason he butts heads with his coaches like every year is because he never even like bothers to try on defense. Like, he doesn't even pretend to try on defense a lot of the time. Like, LaVine is... the ball's going to stick once it gets to him. He's not going to be out, like, his mind is made up when he's shooting the ball. He's weirdly efficient, but, like, he's not making any impact off the ball. He doesn't do any of the little things to help a team win games. He doesn't try on the other end. He's out there to look to score the ball, and he's not going to score enough, like, at a high enough level to actually be, like, a go-to guy on a winner. Like, LaVine is fool. I made a video about this a couple days ago. LaVine and DeRozan, I included in that video. They're both fool's gold. They're guys who are objectively talented scorers who winning teams need to stay far away from. Yes, he is Cam Thomas, who's just been in the league longer. Like, pretty much, honestly. Yeah. That, do we think, how much time, we have like a little over a half hour before the deadline comes and no more trades can happen. Do we think Zubac was the last big trade that's going to go down? Oh yeah, okay. It's just been made official. Matherin was involved in the Zubac trade. I knew it. I had a hunch. Yeah. Let's look here. Yep, here it is. Benedict Matherin is being sent to the Clippers. Yeah, I had a hunch. That was just, it makes sense. Makes sense. So yeah, as I was saying before then, like, I feel bad for Garland because Garland, I would have loved to have been able to see go back to like his 2021 All-Star season before Mitchell got there, where he's just in complete control of the offense, running the show, playing with full confidence. Now he's just got a worse version of Donovan Mitchell playing next to him, stepping on his toes, taking touches, getting bad shots up. And I root for Garland. He's unfortunately dealt with a lot of injuries. He hasn't been good this year when he's been on the court, but it's just been such an awkward fit between him and Mitchell the last couple years where, like, obviously last season the Cavaliers dominated in the regular season. They started to finally find a groove. But then getting sent home early in the playoffs is like that, you can tell they were fully under the assumption like, okay, this is our year, we've got it figured out. And when something like that happens, it hits your confidence and you're like, okay, maybe this isn't it. Now you're second guessing yourself a lot more. It's going back to like the 2023 season where Garland and Mitchell were like, they just didn't look comfortable playing next to each other all the time because it was like, is it my turn to be aggressive? Is it my turn to be passive? Like, the fit in the play style wasn't quite there. Yeah, Matherin and 2 firsts. Yeah. So it's official. Pacers are going to be sick next year. That's what this season is all about. That's like the Pacers are doing everything right. They admit like they didn't just completely throw the season, but obviously without Halliburton and without a realistically like capable interior presence, they just were not able to be great. But like they didn't completely blow it up. They didn't just give up because their star was out for a while. They just retooled. They used this season as a, get some of the guys who aren't used to being in a bigger role some confidence, some more touches, let them get comfortable with bigger usage if it ever comes to that down the line. And then when Halliburton's back, they can pick up right back where they left off and get back into the mix in the East. And now they have an even better rim protector to do it with. So yeah. Raptors should trade for Jarrett Allen. I do agree. Who would they give up, though, to make that happen? Do you think it would be worth it for them to trade R.J. Barrett in a Jarrett Allen deal? Because R.J. Barrett is clearly the one that they're shopping right now. But, like, I don't know if the Cavs want R.J. Barrett. I don't think so. R.J. Barrett is, like, I just can't get behind the idea of RJ Barrett like being acquired by a team that wants to win a championship. He's like the definition of mediocrity, can produce, but like the production, like he's like literally dead center in terms of efficiency. Like he's not someone that's like reliable from the outside, but he's capable as a 3-point shooter. He's actually a really good driver. I will give him that. He is very good at getting to the rim. But then like the difference between like he gets to the rim at will, but his finishing is like so questionable sometimes. Like when it's clicking, he can have some monster nights. I just don't trust him to like always put it together. He kind of is. That's kind of what I'm getting at is like he can get his, but it's at the expense of what the team is kind of shooting for. Yeah. Top players you still expect to get traded today. I'm going to be honest, I think maybe let's actually talk about this. I'm most surprised that like no core Pelicans player has been on the move. I think it's very ridiculous that the Pelicans they've been completely horrible 2 years in a row now, and they're moving as if they have this like championship core that's untouchable. It just makes no sense. Like just give it up. Zion Williamson, the Zion Williamson era probably just needs to end, dude. Like, and like, I'm not saying they should be looking to give up Trey Murphy, but like, Trey Murphy, I can imagine their phone is ringing and they're getting some lucrative offers for Trey Murphy, and if they're saying no to them, that's a mistake. Like, the Pelicans have no way of escaping the basement right now as currently constructed. Just none. And the thing is, they don't even own their pick this year in the draft. They're bad for no reason. Like, they're not, like, teams at the bottom, usually they're like, okay, we're tanking because we want to be able to draft like AJ DeBonsa or Darren Peterson. Like, the Pelicans are just unintentionally garbage, and they're not going to get anything out of it. Why are they not selling? Why are they not? They might be the worst run franchise right now. And them and the Kings are like in a battle not only at the bottom of the West, but they're in a battle for like who can be worse run. I don't know. The Pelicans trade deadline season has confused me, I'll say that. They got rid of Alvarado. That's not exactly the sell-off I was expecting. Yeah, look, Colin, the Hornets have been in that conversation, definitely. I'm not denying it. I think the Hornets are starting to turn a corner. I love how they approached this year's draft. They hit a home run on like 4 picks. Knipple, obviously an absolute stud. Ryan Kalkbrenner, a playable center immediately as a rookie. Sion James is just a great dirty work role player on the wing that they found in the second round. And, oh my God, what's his name from UConn? Like, he'll be like, there's just no room in the rotation for him right now, but he'll be useful down the line for sure. I think he's a better shooter than he showed at UConn. I think he's got enough to at least be a bench scorer, like in the second unit. Like, I think they had a great draft. I think they're finally starting to click a little bit. Actually, that reminds me, I would have loved for them to have traded away Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges is probably, like, their offense needs more touches going to Khan. Their offense needs more touches going to Brandon Miller. And they need Miles Bridges to just go. They need, like, they are literally just better when he's not on the court. Like, I was looking into the Hornets, like, a couple weeks ago for a video. Their lineups with LaMelo, Knipple, and Brandon Miller, but without Miles Bridges, they literally rank as effective of a lineup in terms of net rating, in terms of offensive rating. They are as good of a lineup as the Thunder, who have the number 1 ranked offense. Like, and then when Miles Bridges subs in, they're terrible. Like, the cohesiveness of the LaMelo, Brandon Miller, lineups, it's actually something worth diving further into and building around. And I know it's been a very long time of like, oh, trust that it's going to work. Like, everyone's frustrated with the LaMelo Ball era. I get it. But, like, there is truly evidence to back up that the core they have, minus Miles Bridges, is worth, like, developing further. And I'm really disappointed, honestly, that Miles Bridges hasn't even, like, popped up in trade rumors. I'm going to keep repeating this as long as he's on the team. He is the one that they need to get rid of if they want to even, like, have a chance of leveling up. What else we got here? Anything new? Nothing new yet. We got officially less than a half hour till the deadline. I think this has been fun, guys. I think this is where I'm going to call it, though. I'm going to finish up a video. I'm going to have a video coming out in about 30 minutes, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be grading every single blockbuster trade that's gone down over the last few days. So watch for that. It's coming in probably, I'd say, about 30 minutes. Hopefully in the next 30 minutes I don't miss anything massive going down. But I'm going to go finish working on that. You guys have a good rest of your day. Hope you had fun. And I'll see you. I'll start doing more of these streams too, by the way. So I'll probably see you guys in the next one. All right. Have a good one.